ladies and gentlemen, Lewis Hamilton. I often wonder what you'd look like without all the advertising. It's great. So,
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure. Great to see you. I mean, you're a great superstar, even in your first season. But you are that.
I wouldn't say that, but for me, it's quite strange sitting here in front of you all, because for years growing up, I've sat here and watched TV and seen you on here, and wow, I'm sitting here next to you all of a sudden. It's really a very, very strange feeling for me.
I feel like adopting you as well, actually. Then I could retire, really. But let me ask you about that last extraordinary season. Did you feel at the end that you'd blown it?
No.
You didn't?
No. I went through the season, and obviously there were small mistakes during the season which were to be expected. And we went into the last couple of races. Yes, I went off in China. I didn't actually blame myself too much with that. I couldn't see in my mirrors. I couldn't see the tyres were completely finished. And I was tiptoeing around the track. It was just one of those things. And then we went into the last race, and I dropped down to 7th at the beginning of the race. But I knew I could get back and still win it. And, you know, we had the technical problem. That's racing, and that's to be expected. And
so it won't nag you next season? It won't bother you?
No. If anything, it's made me more determined.
Really?
But it was one of those races, especially the last one, that I went into it and I said, OK, whatever happens here, look at the year, it's been amazing. And if, you know, I can't be disappointed either way.
Next season you start without your friend Senor Alonso, of course. You know what's coming next. Are you pleased he's gone?
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. No.
That's because you're a well-brought-up young man.
No, I've been brought up to say that I wish him all the best, and but I think I'm just quite keen to see who will be my next rival.
Of course, that's right.
And it's quite a challenge for me. Now I think I'm taking the seat of Fernando. I'm taking the sort of lead role as lead driver.
Yeah, in your second season, which is quite extraordinary.
It is very...
It seems to me when I read about you that you're just predestined to be a racer. That, I mean, from a very early age. Well, you were 3, weren't you? Or 4 when you got into a kart? 3?
Yes.
And can you remember the feeling when you sat in that car?
I can, and I can remember it to this day, actually. It was somewhere in Spain. I can't actually remember exactly where we were, but I remember going to this small circuit, and it was, you know, 50 metres long, something like that. And I just got the knack of braking, accelerating, and I remember taking that when I first got my go-kart. I had to use that technique, so it was almost, I got it straight away. And I think from then I sort of realised I could be good at this.
So it's just natural, you just felt part of it, did you?
Absolutely.
You didn't have to think about it, it was just a natural...
And there was never that feeling of, oh, if I brake too late, I'm going to crash. If anything, I'd rather brake late and crash to find the limit, you know, so that's sort of my...
And you were the world champion when you were 10?
I was British champion.
British champion?
Yes.
And when you were 10?
Yes.
Let's be reminded, actually, there's some very... I mean, the cameras have been interested in you for a long, long time, actually. There's some remarkable footage of when you were very young, but this is when you were 12, I think, and it's BBC footage of you racing the car. Let's have a look at this.
This is it, then. Last chance.
Gonna get past him now. Come on, Lewis, hang on to it. Come on. Hang on to it. Hang on to it. Come on.
Now that is more like it.
You never say die and never give up, and I think that's the reason why Lewis is always at the front and why he's a champion. Got it right?
I find that extremely funny because you look at my brother and he was he obviously knew the camera was there, so he's acting to the camera. Go, go! And he saw it. He caught it in the corner of his eye, and he kept on watching.
That's the brother who you say in your book. You got your book out, the first volume of your autobiography.
Yes.
You say that he's the inspiration for you. Why is that?
Well, I've always said that, I don't know, when you have problems, when you think you have a tough life, you think things are going bad and everything's down, you just have a think about him. You know, he's got certain problems because he's disabled.
What are the problems?
Well, he's got cerebral palsy, and obviously he can't play football like I can play, he can't ride a bike like I can, he can't drive a go-kart like I can, and mainly sports. On the other side, he's very, very smart, so he beats me in that area. But nonetheless, he gets up and he tries it, attacks it 100%, and if he falls, he gets back up and just keeps smiling. And from that, I take the fact that I'm out on the racetrack, and I have bad races, but it's never that bad. You know, I just got to keep my head up and keep going. And I think that's what I learned from him, even though he's younger than me.
You say that when you sit in the cockpit, you think about him when you start a race. Yeah.
Yeah, I speak, if I'm over in an international race, I give him a call before as I'm getting changed. I said, I'm about to go out. He said, right, good luck, mate. And it's just, I don't know, I really get a buzz and a good feeling from him.
What about when you drive? I mean, when you drive these Formula One cars, and drive them like you do, and you're a racer.
Absolutely.
So what I'm interested in is when you're driving on the edge, are you relaxed? I mean,
I am.
Are you?
If anything, that's the...
You're not humming a song, are you? Anything like that?
I have done in the past.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you're driving at 200 miles an hour, taking it to a hairpin, you're going... Oh.
It's quite strange. You get in the car, and you're in the garage, and the Formula One car is very, very comfortable, and obviously you've got the engine behind you, the radiators either side of you, and it's quite warm. And you're tucked in, so it's really very, very comfortable, and you're almost laying back. And that's when I feel at most at ease. You know, my heart rate drops quite low. Obviously, when they start the car, then your heart rate and your adrenaline starts to get going. And on the track, you don't think of anything else but just what's ahead of you. And nothing else comes into it. It's really quite a strange experience. But I get out there and I just feel at home. I feel in control. I'm not worried about anything. I know that I can win. I know I can win the car. And if the car's not good, then I know I can make it better. And it's just a natural feeling.
It's extraordinary.
But being on the edge of your seat and of the car's limit is really something quite special. And to be able to hit that every time, it gives you the most unreal feeling you will ever find.
What about the thought, and it must occur to you, that it could go wrong? You're on the edge and it goes wrong.
Yeah, it has done.
It has done,
You saw this year
Yes,
I had a
the
race in Nürburgring in Germany. And I was on the qualifying lap. I thought this is going to be a good lap. And I was going down to the turn 7, and I felt something a bit strange on the front, but I thought, no, we'll keep going. I'm not going to lift off because I don't have many laps to take pole position. And I kept going. I came up to the top of the straight, and I was turning into the left-hander, which is flat out, 170 miles an hour. And the wheel just fell off. the tyre exploded, and I just had, I was just a passenger from then, and I went flying off into the gravel and straight into the wall. And all you can do there is just brace yourself and hope that you survive. And, I've had some crashes in my life, and it's actually been quite exciting. It really has been.
But it hurts, doesn't it? I mean,
it does. It's one of those things. Oh damn, that hurt. But you've got to put on a smile on it again.
But you can't allow any sort of thoughts of fear at all to percolate in your mind at all.
Absolutely
you have to be absolutely relaxed about it.
Absolutely. And if you do have any fear in your head, or any doubt in yourself or your capabilities, then there's no point doing it.
But you look back, of course, and you look at you. I mean, you have to believe in this thing about being genetically predisposed to what you do. And I read with interest that there is a driver in your family. It's your granddad, isn't he?
Well, I don't know if you call him a driver. He drives the bus around. And I don't think he doesn't think he's a speed demon. He's one of the slowest guys on the island. But no.
He's a Granada.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. And you say in your book, you describe that as being your home.
Yes.
In what sense? I mean,
well, I feel I have two homes, but when I go back there, I feel, I've got my granddad, I've got my grandma, I've got quite a lot of relatives over there, and I'm very close to my roots. I'm very close to the whole of my family, and we've got a reasonably big family, and we spend as much time as we can together. And I go back there, and I just feel very, very much at home.
What about this business about you going to Switzerland. Now, don't...
I knew he was going to ask about that.
Well, I mean, listen, my view is this. I mean, you tell me you're going out there so you're going to avoid the photographers and all that sort of stuff. I mean, I would imagine you're going there basically because you've been advised to do so because of the tax laws. Also, yes.
That definitely answers.
But I mean,
to be honest, I'm quite fed up with listening about.
I'm sure you are
talking about Switzerland.
I know, but
really,
you see, in a sense, my point would be that you kind of brought it on yourself, or your advisors did.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's. I'm just a normal person, and it's quite an unreal experience. I've gone literally from nowhere, and I've been leapfrogged into being this superstar, and it's a really, really weird experience. And you know, just the other night, I think I went to an event with my dad, my book signing, and we drove home, got out the car, and we got ambushed almost by some people that followed us all the way home. And it was it's really, you know, you sort of worry for a second, what do they want? And, you know, that's becoming sort of more and more usual. But I really want to live a normal life, if I can, away from things, away from the racetrack. And I just felt it was another way for me to do that.
Listen, it's for you to decide what to do with your life. You've earned that right, of course you have. And you've done incredibly well in that Formula 1. You excited all of us, even people who weren't interested in Formula 1. And that is the test of a remarkable personality.
Thank you very
Lewis
much.
Hamilton, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.